3 weeks ago, it was announced that Youngstown's Ward Bakery building had been sold, and all of the artists renting space had to leave.
The task of finding new space fell on an organization called Loop Youngstown and its plans for an arts and culture center. The group has been around about a year, but now, with no space for artists to work, the need has become urgent. Loop Youngstown is our top story tonight at 10.
Meet Matilda.
She's a goat woman.
The creation of artist Liz Hicks, which she hopes someday is part of the Loop Youngstown Arts and Culture Center.
You know, we're going to get her into the loop, and I'm just going to store her until then.
We need a large space where artists can work symbiotically.
Karen Schubert is director of Loop Youngstown, tasked with finding a building from which artists can work now that 24, like painter Christina Rule,
So this is a lot of expressionist work.
Are losing their spaces at the Ward Bakery building.
Karen is amazing. I think anything that she's involved with, I mean, she's the head of Lit Youngstown. She's just this quiet force, and there's a lot behind her.
Loop Youngstown has raised $35,000.
I think we can get started with probably $250,000 to $500,000, and I feel optimistic we can raise that.
Schubert has certain types of buildings in mind.
A school would be phenomenal. It's already cut up into studio-sized parcels. You have a big open space that would be a great performance space.
A former industrial site is also an option because of what they have planned.
Like a metal shop, a wood shop, ceramics, a printmaker shop.
All artists in the Ward Bakery building must leave next month. So how close is Loop Youngstown to finding a building?
I don't think very close.
Melissa Miller was brought in to help raise money.
Once we have a building identified and are on our way to that, then I think the funding will roll in from there.
We're all sending in our feedback, and she's going through it systematically and really trying to put together a plan that fits everyone's needs.
There are about 30 of us, and we all collectively bring a wealth of experience.
Other cities have repurposed buildings into artistic centers. In Akron, they used a Beacon Journal building. In Niagara Falls, a high school. No timeline was given on when a building might be purchased and occupied.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching the WKBN 27 First News YouTube channel. If you want more video news, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the WKBN 27 First News app for breaking news alerts.